Okay, Aquarius, welcome to my channel. Adrian H here. Let's see what we have for you. Okay, so we're first going to see what is the sort of energy, Aquarius, that that sort of like that you want to intentionally focus on so you can move forward in your life. Okay, so that is what we want to look at, because remember, whatever we focus on right now is what is creating tomorrow, because tomorrow doesn't exist yet. So you have got healing, and this is inner heart healing, but I also feel a very alchemy sort of feel for you. You know, this is you, Aquarius, being invited to open yourself to the wider consciousness of life, to the more that it is at the moment. Okay, now here's the energy or the focus of this reading. You know, is love, is romantic love, is that partnership that all of us really want to have. You know, it's a normal human thing to want to be with your counterpart and with that other person that really does make you feel happy, you know, and that kind of like you know, you share those private moments with. And I feel for you at the moment, Aquarius, what you want to focus on is that inner world of yours, that inner existence, that possibility of reality of what your life can be. And I feel for many of you, there are broken patterns when it comes to love. So maybe, you know, you come from a home or environment maybe that you were very exposed to, where you didn't get very good examples of what love really is and what love really means. For many of you, you could have gone through many difficult connections with people, you know, relationships, but even friendships, and maybe even where you're working, where you are very challenged, and it's very difficult for you to kind of get to that level where you are being sort of like appreciated, you know, sort of like acknowledged for the good work that you do, or for the, you know, for the good partner that you are, for everything that you put into the relationship. And I feel for many of you, all those people that came about, you know, those are all your soulmates, and they all come about to help us heal from the pattern, to make us aware of the patterning we have within us. And I mean, you know, this is not just sort of like dark entities and you know, childhood patterning and those type of things, even though obviously as a regression hypnosis practitioner I'm very fascinated by those things, because when you change the emotional connection that you have to the past, you don't try to change the past, you try to change the emotional connection that you have to the past. It's really incredible. It changes your life in amazing ways. It's absolutely profound. Okay, it's called a Gestalt intervention, basically. So since I'm talking about that, let me just give you a little bit of knowledge, unless you, in case you're not familiar with a Gestalt intervention. So we all just have consciousness. We are just here sort of like now. But when we, for example, do something like a past life regression, my focus is always, where did this pattern initiate? And you may, for example, be a man right now, and then you wake up in your consciousness and say maybe you experience yourself as a very young woman, for example. And what really happens over there is that we go back to the point in consciousness when the pattern that you are currently having was actually created. And maybe, you know, for some reason that young lady was maybe your great grandmother, you know, so it's a very long time ago, but the pattern was initiated there, and it's running through your energy and your pathology and in your DNA patterning and your coding and of who you are. And when you go back there and you, in a sense, let consciousness know that there's no need to protect me from this any longer, that is when you actually start to move forward. Because remember, consciousness just is. And until we actually tell consciousness that we want something different, it's going to just keep on giving it, because subconsciously we're feeding it the same thing. When it comes to you and love, there is a pattern like that you are being called to heal right now, because the sort of like relationship problems that you may have and the life problems that you may have, may not even be, sort of your fault. I kind of like to kind of make the slightly inside joke that as humans, we are really just glorified clones. We are an expansion of an idea that is, so much broader than us. We are infinite potential. Let's see what the cosmic energy of the moon has got to say for you, Aquarius. So we're speaking about healing from past pain, generational pain. Breathing in, Aquarius, and breathing in the helpful resources of the universe, opening yourself to that magic, and releasing what is holding you back, that which you're consciously aware of and that which you're not consciously aware of. It's about speaking to the energy. It's about saying, I am willing to release you now. I don't want to have this as part of my life. Let's see what we've got for you, energy from the moon. It's time to release negativity. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio, as everything in life really, Scorpio is a mirror reflection, or the energy of Scorpio is a mirror reflection to us of the parts within ourselves that need healing. All right. So, a lot of times when people go around, they're like, oh my goodness, I hate Scorpios. Scorpio, without actually even being aware of it, quite often, they reflect to you that part within yourself that needs healing, because we're all just one. We're all just connected, We're not separate from one another. So, I would say, Aquarius, before maybe looking to move forward into a new connection, if you are looking into getting into a new connection, or say maybe you are with someone at the moment already, and you feel maybe that it's time to make some sort of decisions, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be here watching this reading right now. What I would do is I would focus on releasing generational pain, karmic patterns, ancestral pain, looking at rebalancing your cosmic wheel. It's about basically getting back in flow with your energy, your 0 point energy, which is that first breath of life that we took as human beings. Let me just breathe out. As you were born into the larger pattern or cycle of life, which is the cycle of life on earth. We are a cycle born into a cycle, and we've got cycles within us and the cycles all around us. And until we basically communicate that we need something different, we've got the same thing repeating itself over and over again. So in your case, for example, you may feel that you are either getting into the same sort of negative pattern with love over and over, or it might be that that you almost feel like you don't want to give love another try, because it always just ends the same. All right, but it doesn't have to be that way for you. You can have the willingness to release that, and you can release it through breath work. If you for example, practicing Reiki level 1, because Reiki comes in 3 levels, and I've actually got a lot of private students at the moment that I'm teaching Reiki level 1 to, because with the world being so challenging at the moment, there's a lot of that generational patterning that is coming out. Because in a sense, think of it almost, especially for those of you that are feeling very frustrated at the moment, with love, with life, because I kind of get a general overall feel of like feeling very sort of like annoyed at the world, like it's like a slow brewing sort of pot, like, for those of you that know about making bolognese, it's like that bloop, 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 almost feeling like you've got, almost like that ticking time bomb inside, basically. And because we're busy ascending at the moment, but the human, so as we're ascending, obviously, which is just really kind of like opening ourselves to more consciousness, realizing, okay, maybe we need to make a different plan over here. But during that stage, Aquarius, there's so much that you have to sort of like focus on right now. Like, we have to be very present at the moment, that maybe those things in the past that you didn't bother to deal with, it kind of becomes imperative for you to deal with those things now, because you can't keep on carrying that baggage right now. You just don't have the space. You don't have the capacity. So a lot of that, know that a lot of that past sort of pain and trauma and heaviness and things that are coming up is actually coming up because it's time to heal it. All right, I'm going to use these cards, Deviant Moon Tarot. There's links for all the cards that I used in the description. I'm just going to see, since we're looking at the shadow side here, What are some of the things in the shadow side that are holding you back, Aquarius? You know, from that flow of love. Because the thing about love is when we are that perfect match for it, it just comes to us. So, you know, I know that a lot of times you want to kind of look at the other person and, you know, are they coming back? Are they leaving? What are they going to do? But, you know, I just want to be very honest with you. That is giving your power away to somebody else. Because if they come, you're going to be happy, or if they leave, you're going to be happy, or if you get a second chance. Now, obviously, that's kind of like the mechanics of love. But let's see what we have here for you. You've got the Hierophant, you've got the World, and you've got the Three of Wands. So we're looking at your shadow side over here. All right. So some of you, you are in the understanding mode. Maybe you've been in the understanding mode for quite a while, that it's time to embrace going to that next step in life. It's time to embrace going to that next level. I feel that for some of you, and I want you to understand that I'm obviously not saying this in any way whatsoever, meaning it prejudiced or anything like that. The light just went out. Okay. Let's see if I try to switch it back on again. And we have light, you know? So, and it's interesting that it would do that as I'm speaking about this, but so what we have sometimes, Aquarius, is that you understand that it's time for you to go to that next level of life. You know, you basically understand that it's time for you to sort of like level up. But sometimes we try to find reasons not to do this. Oh, I can't do this now because, you know, it's a pandemic and I've got a job and my house is dirty and, you know, I need to look after my cat, parent, child, plants, whatever excuse that we use basically. But I feel also, though, I feel that you're breaking away from that. I feel that you're consciously aware of the fact that you're going into a sort of like a different dimension of life, really. Everything's about to change for you there with the world. There's a lot of wrapping up that's happening. So I feel that for many of you, you might, for example, have the experience where say maybe your ex suddenly just contacts you, you know, calls you or sends you an email or a text message or something like that, you know, kind of out of the blue. But even in your broader sense of life, with your family and with your friends and maybe people you haven't spoken to for a very long time, that they just sort of suddenly kind of contact you, you know. It's almost like an invitation to the universe, or like think of it almost like a sticky note from the universe that says, yo, Aquarius, you still need to deal with this, you know. Yo, Aquarius, you know, let's deal with this one. Let's give this a little tick mark. Okay, can we wrap this one up? It's like when you're cleaning a house. When you clean the whole house, you know, usually you might still have sort of like your detergent standing around and maybe some rag cloths and like a mop or a broom or vacuum cleaner or whatever. And so those things are kind of showing up. Those past connections, are sort of showing up to, it's almost like life saying to you, know, can we wrap this up so you don't kind of go with this baggage into your next phase. All right. Some of you might feel that you are everywhere except where you should be at the moment. But what I'd like to tell you, what I can pick up here for you, is that you are exactly where you're meant to be for life, for love, for all the beautiful desires of your heart. Because remember, the universe only really needs to speak once, and we get it. So you are exactly where you need to be for all the beauty that you'd like to experience in life. The only thing really is that I feel that you're still busy sort of like acclimatizing to it. So it might feel a little bit sort of like wacky and out of place, but it's more you kind of like just aligning really with things at the moment. Okay. Let's look at an overall message from the universe for you for your present moment, Aquarius. So we're still focusing on love, spirit guides and guardian angels. And you know what? You know what, Aquarius? You can obviously also look at the reading of the other person that you are dealing with, but you know, when you do that, or when you focus on the particular energy, because you know it's obviously possible that sometimes we've got more than one person that somehow has an influence on our life because we're all connected. But we're just speaking about romance more here. You know, you can look at the other person's reading, but do it from a point of trying to understand where they are coming from. Because I think when we're able to understand somebody better, we are able to love them better because we get where they are coming from. You know, we're not just looking at life from our own point of view any longer. So marriage message, which could actually lead to marriage for some of you, that I have at the moment is Knight of Swords, Temperance, and the Eight of Cups. Okay, so this is about you really following the desires of your heart. And I feel that for many of you, you are very intuitively guided at the moment. And for some of you, you might say that I'm open to love, but I'm also open to what I'm doing right now. You know, I feel that for some of you, even if you may say that you're kind of like open, you're not that open, because in a sense, it's almost like there's an understanding that is taking place within you where you kind of get that you are moving to a different phase of life. It's almost like you're beginning to understand kind of like the manifesting dynamics of life, like quantum physics basically, you know. Because life in a sense is about the human journey. It's about our consciousness here and now, you know. And I think so often we want to be sort of like star seeds and light seeds and this and this and this and that, and it's wonderful, but your current incarnation, your consciousness is here right now. And I feel that for many of you, you are really looking at the moment, Aquarius, you're very open to that sense of sorry, I feel that some of you, it almost feels like you feel like you wasted some time, like you're running out of time, because you're really going for that, you know, how can life be really fantastic for me? How can it be really amazing for me? How can I live? How can I contribute? You know, what can I do? It's like, it's almost like that piece of music by Beyonce, I Was Here. You know, it's you kind of left your mark. And I feel that some of you are realizing that you maybe haven't fully utilize that opportunity with everything that it actually has to offer. And I feel that many of you are focused on that right now at the moment. And just be mindful, if you are in a connected relationship, even with close friends and family members sometimes, that they might be feeling very sort of left out and isolated in your world at the moment. So just be aware of that. It's obviously your own personal decisions how you deal with that. But I feel that there's balance coming into your life. There's a sense of, you know, your passions merging in such a way that you are able to include it as an expression of your everyday life. All right. And with this, for those of you that are open to it, with this comes love. Or with this comes the sort of like the evening out of the problems that we had with love. Because when you change, everything else changes as well. And I see you going for more. This is you realizing your value. And you know, sometimes, Aquarius, sometimes when we are in a committed connection, or you know, you just sort of looking to be in a connection with someone else, as we had right in the beginning, you sometimes realize that maybe you've done what, and you know, as I obviously want to clear, this is not a judgment call at all, but sort of like dated below yourself, in a sense that you could be the person who could be in control of this situation. Whereas now you realize you're looking for sort of more like an equal partner. You know, I don't feel that you are interested in playing any sort of mind games and power games and anything like that at the moment. This is you just being open to that beautiful connection of love, of togetherness, of partnership, of just sharing life with someone else. Sorry. And I feel that you're getting the balance within that. For those of you that are very passionate with your career at the moment, or whatever it is that you're really doing in your sort of like your everyday life, I feel that by doing that, it's almost like you're finding something that you were seeking for all of your life, some untapped potential that you discovered within yourself, and you're going for that, and it's beautiful. Okay, let me draw you a card for that, or let's see what message do I have for you for that, Aquarius. What do we have for Aquarius, please? Okay, so Emperor, Seven of Cups, and the World again. Remember, we also had the World already. Where was it? There we go. So this is about shedding that skin. This is about rising above. This is about the light within you that you're discovering within you, rising you upwards more. And, I feel that this is you sort of giving out energy. Like when you look at this card, I'm not 100% sure in what angle it's showing to at the moment now, but, when I look at it towards me, this is sort of like the left-hand side and that's the right-hand side. Energy coming in, energy flowing out, because energy generally comes in from the left and flows out from the right. This is a space where I feel that you are fine-tuning things. For many of you, you've sort of more recently discovered, I would say, almost who you really are, or who you would want to be and who would you want to choose to be. And it's almost like your preference has changed, your heart's desires have changed because you have changed. Okay. And it's a space of flowing into that energy that aligns you with that perfect love that your heart desires, because the universe has heard your call for love, and that is why it says, as the cards that we had there in the beginning, it's about healing. Okay, it's about releasing the negativity. It's about accepting the simple truth that if this is my experience, somehow I must be contributing this, be it conscious, be it subconscious, but somehow I'm contributing to this. And somehow I'm maintaining what I say that I don't want to have. Okay. But I see you rising above from that. I see you rising into that beautiful energy over there, where your heart's desires are coming true. And this is what happens sometimes when you say, universe, I want to experience more, this is what I want to have, this is how I want it to feel, this is how I want it to feel in the morning, this is how I want to feel it in the evening and the night, and all the spaces in between, we take a loo break or whatever. Then if you are clear about that is what you want to have, then you have to see what is it within yourself that is withholding you from that. And then sometimes, we blame that on other people. But remember, the world is just sort of like an outside reflection of yourself on the inside. And those people and, those bad relationships and bad partners and all those type of things, they are just here to teach us lessons. We're all part of the one consciousness. Okay. But I see you rising above that. I see you rising into that beautiful energy of that beautiful heart connection. And remember that the connection is always available. It is about you getting into alignment with it, within attunement with it. So you can not only get it, but also get to keep it. And that is why you want to turn the light on you, Whilst you're sitting over there looking at your phone, oh my goodness, are they going to call her? They're going to call her, they're going to call her, they're going to text me. That is not really taking responsibility for your energy at all. That is like the least part of that. Okay. Let's see. And sometimes it's hard when we are there because, when it comes to the heart, the heart's a tangible thing. It's emotions. But, we've got beautiful energy that can assist us with it. We've got beautiful energy in the earth that can assist us with that. And that's the crystals. Because it's all still part of us. And we are part of it. Human life is part of how the earth expresses life. Okay, we all come from the same infinite possibility of all. Let's see what crystal energy can help you with this. Whether you have the crystal, or maybe you just want to focus on the energy, or read up about the energy, and then even maybe either buy it or just sort of like focus on that energy. And ask the universe to assist you, your soul family to assist you in evoking that energy within you, because you are more than perfectly capable of doing that. You've got Dioptes, heart healing. This is a space where the heart is healing. From the past, the generational pain, the generational hurt, Aquarius, all the things that were holding you back throughout this life. Not just in love, but in many other areas as well. This is almost like the universe stepping in to help you. And all you need to do is to open your heart to that. This is your invitation. The question is, are you opening your heart to that? Okay. Because that makes all the difference. If we want to move forward, we've got to be prepared to put in the work. Just making a vision board and saying positive affirmations, it's going to take a very long time to get there. It might take a couple of lifetimes. You've got to put in the work. But I can see that your heart is healing because you've put in the work. All right, which is beautiful. You've put in the work. You've put in the challenging times, the challenging periods. You've cried the tears and, you know, did all the work and the exercises and everything. And now you're aligning with that beautiful energy of love. I hope that helps you. That's all I got for you, Aquarius. If that message resonates with you, I'd really appreciate you liking the video. I always like comments, and share with a friend of yours, either on your social media page or, you know, inbox it to them if you think that someone you care about can benefit from this reading. I want to thank all of you for all the generous support that you give my channel with both your time as well as donations. Guys, I get the most beautiful things in my life. It is just amazing. Sometimes I really have to pinch myself like, oh my goodness, is all this beauty really true? And it's all thanks to you guys. It's all thanks to, you know, the energy that I get back. It's a great, big, beautiful part of it. I'm very grateful for that. If it resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. To remember to hit that notification bell so you can know when your readings are coming out. If you are interested in learning to read the tarot, there's a link down below in the description for a detailed online tarot course that I have with lifetime access. I'm also in the process of developing a psychic development course, because that's actually really quite nice if you really want to take control of your own energy. So watch out for that. I'll keep you guys updated with that. And yeah, if you want to have a personal reading with me, if you want to have a regression hypnosis session with me, my email address is down below in the description. I am actually running a special at the moment, a combo between regression hypnosis and tarot. If you're more interested in that, you can let me know. We can do all your sessions online. But I wish you all the best. Namaste. Love and light.